Success doesn't happen by accident. It's built step by step by the choices we make and the mindset we hold. But what if there's something quietly sabotaging every step you take? Something that makes you believe you're powerless, that the odds are always stacked against you, and that no matter how hard you try, life will never give you a break. This invisible force is more destructive than failure. It's the victim mindset. It convinces you that your challenges define your limits, that your circumstances dictate your worth. Let's start by getting setting by den real. We all experience moments when things don't go as planned, when life seems to throw obstacle after obstacle our way. In those moments, it's tempting to shift the blame elsewhere, maybe to people, circumstances, or just plain bad luck. It feels comforting, in a way, to point outside ourselves and say, that's why I'm not where I want to be. But what if, instead of focusing on what's wrong out there, we shifted our gaze inward? What if success or failure wasn't about external forces, but about how we choose to respond to them? First, let's break down what we mean by a victim mindset. At its core, a victim mindset is a mental framework in which a person feels powerless, constantly seeing themselves as at the mercy of external circumstances. This isn't just about enduring unfortunate events. Everyone faces hardship. The difference lies in how we interpret those events. People who fall into this pattern often feel trapped in their situations, convinced that their problems are a result of things beyond their control, whether it's their upbringing, the actions of others, or simply fate. Think about how easy it is to fall into this trap. How often have you said to yourself or heard others say, I can't get ahead because my boss is unfair, or I'm just unlucky, things never go my way. These thoughts are subtle but powerful indicators of a victim mindset. They focus on external blame, absolving us of personal responsibility. And while it might feel good in the short term to offload that responsibility, in the long run, it's a recipe for stagnation. So, why do we adopt this mindset in the first place? A victim mentality often arises from fear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of pain. When we encounter adversity, it's easier to blame external forces than to look in the mirror and acknowledge our role in our own situation. After all, owning your life and its outcomes can be terrifying. What if we take responsibility and things still don't go the way we hope? What if we try and we fail? For some, a victim mindset might even be rooted in past trauma or negative experiences. Perhaps they've been hurt in the past, and as a defense mechanism, their brain has learned to externalize blame to protect itself from further pain. This kind of thinking can become a deeply ingrained habit, a comfortable, familiar space where we can retreat whenever things get tough. Unfortunately, our brains have a way of reinforcing these thought patterns. The more we tell ourselves that we're victims, the more our subconscious believes it. The result? A vicious cycle of negative thinking, where every setback is seen as evidence that the world is against us. This belief structure can be incredibly difficult to break free from, because in a twisted way it feels safe. Blaming others or circumstances frees us from the burden of responsibility, but it also chains us to a life of mediocrity. If you're wondering why this mindset is so detrimental, let's take a look at how it plays out in real life. First and foremost, a victim mindset severely limits your potential. When you believe that your life is controlled by external forces, you stop looking for solutions. Why bother trying to improve things if you're convinced it won't make a difference? This leads to a kind of mental paralysis where you avoid challenges, opportunities, and risks, all because you've already decided that success is out of your hands. Another major consequence of the victim mentality is that it erodes your confidence. Every time you reinforce the idea that life is unfair or out of your control, you send a message to yourself: I'm not capable. This can lead to a deep-seated sense of inadequacy that prevents you from taking the necessary risks to move forward in your life or career. It's like telling yourself that no matter what you do, you'll fail. And over time, that belief becomes your reality. It doesn't stop there. The victim mindset also affects your relationships. When you consistently project negativity, blame, or helplessness, it can become exhausting for the people around you. Friends, family, or colleagues might begin to distance themselves, seeing your negativity as draining. Over time, this can erode trust and respect, as others come to view you as someone who refuses to take ownership of their life. If you consistently complain about your situation without taking steps to change it, you risk alienating those who might otherwise support or uplift you. Perhaps the most damaging aspect of a victim mentality is that it blinds you to opportunities. When you're stuck in this negative thought cycle, you don't see the possibilities that might be right in front of you. Instead, you dismiss opportunities as being unattainable or unfair. And when you miss those chances, it only reinforces your belief that the world is working against you, creating a self-fulfilling prophecy. But here's the good news. Just as easily as you can slip into a victim mindset, you can also shift out of it. The first step is awareness. You can't change what you don't acknowledge, so start by recognizing when you're slipping into victimhood. Ask yourself, am I blaming someone else for my situation? Or am I focusing more on the problem than on potential solutions? Once you have gained that awareness, the next step is to take responsibility. This can be a tough pill to swallow, but it's also incredibly liberating. When you accept that you are the architect of your life, you reclaim your power. No longer are you at the mercy of others or circumstances. You hold the pen and you get to write your own story. A key shift in breaking free from victimhood is to focus on solutions, not problems. When you face a challenge, instead of saying, "So, why is this happening to me?" ask, "What can I do to change this?" By flipping the narrative, you open yourself up to growth and learning. You adopt a growth mindset where every challenge is seen as an opportunity for development rather than an obstacle to success. Gratitude also plays a massive role in this transformation. When you're stuck in a victim mindset, it's easy to focus on what's going wrong. But by actively practicing gratitude, you shift your focus to what's going right. This simple change in perspective can rewire your brain to see the positive in every situation, breaking the cycle of negativity. Finally, surround yourself with positive influences. If you're constantly around people who validate your complaints and reinforce your negative worldview, it becomes that much harder to break free. Instead, seek out those who challenge you to take ownership of your life, who push you to grow, and who inspire you to strive for more. So, the question is, are you ready to let go of the victim mindset? Are you willing to take full responsibility for your life and your future? Because here's the truth, the only thing standing between you and success is the way you think. You have the power to change your mindset, to take back control, and to start building the life you truly want. The journey begins with a single decision: to stop seeing yourself as a victim and start seeing yourself as a victor. If this video resonates with you, I challenge you to take one step today to shift your mindset. Whether it's writing down your negative thoughts, practicing gratitude, or simply taking responsibility for one small aspect of your life, do something that puts you in control. You've got this. And if you want more tips, insights, and motivation to help you unlock your full potential, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Let's walk this journey of success together.